Get some stretching going. Okay, here we go. Ooh, big boy. Just want to show how he has got. This is how bad his scoliosis is. His side is just pretty much collapsed. Have to stretch his legs out. Pretty often try to keep him from getting more contractures than he already has. Relax, Michael. Relax, relax. Michael was born at 29 weeks, and he was also a twin. Early on in the pregnancy, they developed twin-to-twin transfusion syndrome, and Michael was giving the better part of the nutrition over to his brother Gabriel. His leg is getting more problematic as time goes on. He just wants to curve in all the time. Okay, can you relax your foot? Can you relax your foot for me? Because of that, though, Michael had a really hard time growing and ended up being only about 1.5 pounds and 12 inches long when he was born. But Michael was in the NICU for almost 4 months. You're really tight today. Not usually so tight. Now, Michael started having seizures when he was about 11 months old. I knew that he was behind developmentally, but it was the neurologist who flat out just said, let's just call it what it is. He has cerebral palsy. It's like being slapped in the face. We tried some different medications and those didn't work. One of them that we tried, I gave it to him for 2 weeks. He started projectile vomiting every time I'd feed him. And he didn't stop that for, I don't know, it was 4 to 6 months later. It was really, really bad. And at the time I said, how can this be the right thing for him? It can't. This is awful. It was awful. So we continued on doing cranial psychotherapy for a number of years, actually, because they also helped him with the high tone in his muscles. I think the most challenging thing we face is the fact that as he gets older and bigger, I have to get stronger in order to carry him around to where he needs to be, whether, getting out of bed, into his wheelchair, changing his diaper, back into bed, on taking baths. How's that? Better? Okay. He's not even able to stand a transfer because his feet are so twisted inward. But he's never been able to even handle the AFOs or the braces that they make for their feet. They just hurt him so bad. He could never tolerate them being on. I mean, I think the longest he's ever tolerated them was maybe 2 hours, and he was just beside himself. And I couldn't torture him with that. It was just wrong. I'm not willing to put him through the pain and the suffering of a surgery without first exploring options that have the possibility of making his life better. They're so ready to do surgeries for this or that. Let's give him Botox to loosen up his muscles. Let's do surgery on his legs. He had a surgery, a ribbed graft to his vocal cords. The whole point was to stint open his vocal cords so that he could breathe. He couldn't. He tells me that he did what's going on in his own way. We don't have a very refined form of communication, but I mean, I'm his mom. I've been taking care of him for 12 years. Now, Michael was given an iPad by Danielle's Foundation. It's a foundation for children with cerebral palsy and brain injury. We've been working with him to be able to use it for communication. And it's been difficult, but he's getting there. I know he understands what's going on around him. He's a smart guy. He responds appropriately to everything. Whether it's a joke, he gets sarcasm, let me tell you. He's taught me so much about humility and looking outside myself. I just watch him and I see how much patience he has, that he has to have. He doesn't have a choice, because if we don't see what he needs right away, or I haven't anticipated it, then he just has to sit there and wait, no matter what it is. I think it's taught them a lot to have a brother who needs help. They have to learn to be outside themselves and to think of somebody else other than themselves. Taking away a huge fear that a lot of children have of somebody who's different. You know, a bit... I wouldn't change a thing. I wouldn't change my life, because with him it would be so much less. He's just changed it for the better in so many ways. I'm very grateful. It is so exciting because the more I read about neurocranial restructuring, the more that I see how positively it's going to impact his life. At the very least, his spine will be straight when we're finished. Beyond that, for the cerebral palsy, you know, it does nothing but improve their muscle tone. You know, and I've just looked at different instances, different cases, and it's just, oh my goodness, I'm really excited about this because I know it's going to be awesome for him. What's really been a blessing is the fact that we were able to find Dr. Simonson here in Oregon, because we were going to have to drive all the way up to Bellevue, Washington, which is like 5-6 hours away, and have to do that on a monthly basis. And I mean, it's hard to find neurocranial restructuring practitioners, and we're very blessed that we're only an hour and a half away from Dr. Simonson. So I am extremely grateful for that, and it'll make it much easier to be able to make those trips. I think the sky is the limit. You know, if he, I will do anything for him that will make his life easier, make it better, make him more functional, give him the opportunity to be able to communicate better. Oh my goodness, communicating, it's so important. And a lot of times I just have to just know what he's upset about. And a lot of times I do, but there's just times I just don't know. So I am really excited, you know, one, for the communication aspect of this, and two, for whatever it's going to help him with. I mean, I know it's going to help his movement. You know, it's hard to put into words what I expect from this. And what my hope for his future is everything. You know, God's ultimately in control, and I believe that He leads us to these things that are helpful for Michael. And I believe that this is where we're at right now with neurocranial restructuring, because the research is there. You know, it's helped so many people, and I think this is just the next step in Michael's journey. Thanks a lot.